Screen's open. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kenan, and I'm your host for Wrestling is Awesome. And thank you for joining us for our brand new live podcast show. As you can see, we've got some new faces to the show today, and I'm going to start by going around and introducing. So normally the ever-present Neil and Alex, neither of them are here, so we've got some amazing guys to fill in, and who knows, probably will end up doing a little bit better than them, but I'll introduce them in just a sec. But welcoming back Sam, who's been missing for a few weeks. Sam from Sam's on Wrestling, how you doing?
Forget my introduction for a second. Kenan, how tall are you?
6'4".
You're a monster of a man. What the hell? What do you mean you're 6'4"? You should be answering Brock Lesnar's open challenge. What the hell's going on?
Oh, that'd be something.
You're 6'4".
Yeah, but I'm built like Otis, so it's, you know.
Everyone always looks the same height sitting down. Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Sam from Sam's on Wrestling. How are we doing, guys? How are we doing, Kenan?
I'm very well. No, it's good to have you back, mate. We've missed you. God, we missed you. Lee, Mr. HR, say HR, and he appears. Lee, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. Looking forward to talking graps with you boys again. I loved Raw. I loved it. So we got nothing but praise coming your way.
Awesome. Good stuff. And right, so as you can see, two new faces to the show, two new members of the Wrestling is Awesome family. First of all, we have Rue from Rue on Wrestling. How you doing, buddy?
Woo, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to chatting about whatever else we're going to talk about. So thank you for having me on.
Yeah, Rue, tell us a little bit about your journey on TikTok and your love of wrestling.
So love of wrestling, my earliest memory I remember was seeing the Hurricane versus The Rock in 2003 at my cousin's house. And it just blew me away. I was automatically obsessed with the Hurricane. That was my first love of wrestling. And then I watched it pretty much here and there. We didn't have Sky in my house, so I could only watch it at my cousin's. And then when I properly fell in love with it was at the 2006 Royal Rumble. Rey Mysterio was one of my favourites, of course he was. I was a child at the time. And I fell in love with it from there. That's simple as. And yeah, it's been kind of fell off. Oh, you going to say Sam?
Hang on, Rue, how old are you?
So I think when I joined the chat, I seen people saying that you were potentially the baby of the chat. I've stayed slightly quiet. I'm 27.
No.
27. Oh my god. I could probably have a son your age. Right, okay.
The only reason I'm here. Make me look younger. What the hell?
If you work in HR, mate, I'm going to be furious.
Oh my word. We'll have to have Sam and Rue on alternate shows. We just can't have this kind of competition going on.
I'm rage quitting is on the verge.
Well, really nice to have you on the show, Rue. Love the content, and again, Rue's part of the show just because I really liked his content out there on TikTok, Rue on Wrestling, and just said, look, would you like to be a part of our show? And we're just all wrestling fans here just wanting to talk wrestling. And next up we have Brian from Belt Up Brido. Brian, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me on. I'll apologise right away for my extremely broad Scottish accent, and when most of you can't understand a word I'm saying other than Rue. So that way. And
I haven't got the capability of live subtitles yet. So
no, not yet. No.
God, it's like a Stephanie McCaw promo, this is.
Yeah. But we're multilingual in here tonight. wait till it gets heated, and then that's when it really comes out, and it's just basically gibberish.
When the passion comes, yeah. Right, Brian, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey as a wrestling fan and your activity on TikTok?
I'm old. I've been watching since the late 80s, early 90s. Originally, obviously, I was like a lot of people back then getting into it with Hulk Hogan. And then I rented SummerSlam 91, I think it was, from Blockbuster, and I ended up renting that about 18 times hooked on Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect, and then I just went from there. I tried to take a break when I got married, it didn't work, and then I came back to it. Yeah, it's unbelievable thinking that a guy with this kind of setup and he's this fashion sense and this boy's good looks did find a wife, but I did.
Yes.
But yeah, my TikTok journey, I've been on it for about 6 months. I originally went on just to try and sell some of my spare belts, and then it kind of grew and grew and grew. And then I've been going live for a week. Well, actually, 8 days now. But that's really about it. I attend a lot of shows and things like that, and just basically like talking about wrestling. I love talking about it. It's something I'm very passionate about, and I'm just happy to find other people to talk to it about, because it is still
Awesome.
a niche product up here, I find, but that's what it is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, yeah, you seem to have a very impressive belt collection, I have to say. How many belts do you own?
As of Sunday, 31.
Wow.
I'm not a rich man, guys. It's just a
Well,
a
not with 31
long-
belts, you wouldn't be.
No, no, it's just a long. I've been collecting a long time. That's so.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a pride and joy? No, here it comes. Oh, CM Punk spinner. All right, okay. Very nice. Very jealous. As you can see, I do a wrestling podcast and have zero wrestling memorabilia behind me, and that's something I need to change this year. So I do want to get myself a belt. That's on the to-do list this year. Yeah, hopefully that will happen. Right, gents, let's talk about wrestling. First off, let's start off with a sort of happy note. Let's talk about AJ Styles. Obviously, Monday Night Raw was kind of a tribute show. Throughout the show, we had lots of video packages showing a little bit about him. We had a video package with Creed, which really took me back. That was amazing. I loved that. And yeah, he obviously came out to the ring and told us a little bit about where he was with his life, and now how about his focus was to be a father. That's the one thing that he hasn't really been done, being present as a father. And you know, he laid down his gloves because, you know, he wanted to do it by bringing them home and doing it at home. Then we have all the superstars come out, applaud him at the top of the ramp. Dong, lights go out. Undertaker comes down to the ring and announces that he will be inducted into the 2026 Hall of Fame. I don't actually think this was expected. He wasn't quite sure, I think, when Undertaker came down. He probably had an inkling, but as soon as Undertaker said, "Is with my greatest like pleasure," you could see him go, "Holy shit." It's like, this is happening. And he generally looked really, really pleased. And I think it puts to rest a little bit, sort of like, is he really retiring or not? I think, you know, that's it. He is done. He may show up face-wise here and there, maybe in TNA or something like that with a little bit of a promo. But I think in ring, yeah, he's done. And he said never say never, because I think he said if his son gets into wrestling, he may come out and do like a tag match with him at some point. But he also said he never wanted to be in a Hall of Fame while he was active. So I think that kind of really puts that to rest. Sam, what are your thoughts on this this retirement farewell?
I'll start off talking about Raw as a whole, because it turns out everyone online, and including WrestleTalk, said it was the worst Raw of a Triple H era. So I don't understand the world. I don't understand why we can't enjoy the thing that is the thing we're meant to enjoy. If that's the worst Raw of Triple H era, then I think Triple H was doing a fantastic job.
He's
if
fine.
If that's the worst Raw,
From a production point of view, it was really bad this week. Yeah. I feel there was a lot of production issues in terms of there was wrestlers standing in the ring for like 10 minutes while their music played, nothing happening. Then they were cutting to commercials and coming back, and it was kind of all over the place. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, you can only blame that, not necessarily on them, though. That might be when they've set their production plus with Netflix, which is really weird.
Yeah, no, exactly.
The AJ Styles thing, like I've said before on this, I didn't really care when Cena retired, because in my eyes, he'd already gone. And he gave us a bonus year rather than it was his retirement year. I'd already said goodbye like 5 years ago. You know, he just kept popping up. Whereas AJ hasn't gone. He's been there in my life since 2002, because I found TNA on the wrestling channel. Shows my age, and then, you know, it turns out people have been watching since 89. But it's like, it's watching somebody actually give a proper farewell, a proper thank you, the family there. I actually got somewhat a bit choked up about it, because it was actually just nice. I really enjoyed how nice it actually was, more than anything else. I thought it was insane seeing Abyss and Kaz and Jeremy Borash on Raw.
Yes.
I was blown away by that. I like the fact that we can now put going to AEW, I think, pretty much, I assume, to bed as well. Let's stop talking about that. Because if he goes to AEW now, that is one of the biggest dick moves.
100% it would be.
I'm going to be a full-time father, and then, later, lads. Or do you reckon what will happen is he goes home, be a full-time father for 2 weeks, and go, oh, actually, this is horrible.
Yeah,
like... children, they suck. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Right, where's Will Ospreay?
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was lovely. And what I loved about it wasn't actually the ending, was actually the fact that they kept talking about him through the day.
Yes.
Anytime there was anything to go, this for AJ. Do you remember it? Like, it was Rusev and Ober about to get into a fight, and he says, not on AJ's night, and Rusev says, for AJ. That showed that was a really good, nice, crafted through line throughout the entire evening. It was lovely, and it was a great fitting farewell to who I think is the best wrestler of my era since Kurt Angle retired.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Shout.
Yeah, no, it was a really good narrative through the show, except when Javon Evans and Kofi Kingston wanted to have beef backstage, they were allowed to have a match. So it's fine. It's fine. Rue, what did you think of the episode? Well, the episode in terms of AJ and his kind of retirement.
In terms of AJ, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun, as Sam said. I loved the exact same parts, that it felt like a continuous point of the show throughout. They kept referencing it. I thought it was great. I'm with you. AJ Styles has been one of my absolute favorites. I remember the first time getting shown him. My friend who I said I had to watch wrestling at his house was like, hey, on a Saturday morning, there's this really random wrestling channel. And at the time, we just thought TNA was a channel. And he was like, they have a very weird ring. Do you want to see it? And I was like, sure, why not? And from there, AJ Styles was all over the front of it alongside Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels. So I've loved AJ for a long time. It's funny, actually, Sam, you're the first person I've heard that said this, and I totally agree, because I felt the same. I love Cena retiring, but I had already sort of accepted it, whereas the AJ one has very much came out of, I know he said he was going to retire, but I expected it later on in the year. It was
everyone was expecting a whole 2026, and it was like, oh no, I'm going now.
Yeah, or at least till WrestleMania. Yeah,
exactly. Like, this is the first time I remember like watching something like this and it be for a good thing and not, sadly someone passing away, since seeing the likes of Flair go. I remember his tribute as well, watching that. That's how I felt watching this. I when I started welling up, and I absolutely loved it. The whole Hall of Fame, so just deserved. I can't really say much else. I absolutely loved it. It got me emotional, and I always say that's the best part about wrestling, when it evokes that emotion.
Yeah, I mean, my screen got blurry at the end when watching it, but I think it was just buffering.
And Kenny, you said that AJ wouldn't carry on wrestling if he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, but he didn't know he was being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Do you reckon they were like, let's force him? He can't wrestle anymore.
Can't go to AEW.
You're not going now because you're in the Hall of Fame. You can't go back on your...
Genius move. That is a genius move. Because it's not like you can say, no, I don't want to be in the Hall of Fame.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I'm fine. But yeah, that's some smart thinking.
Wrestle cock block.
Yeah. Brido, what did you think of it?
I enjoyed Raw. I have seen people mention it wasn't that great. I hated last week's. I wasn't a fan of last week's Raw. I'm just being honest, I didn't enjoy last week's Raw. I did enjoy this week's. I loved the AJ Styles stuff. I loved seeing Abyss. I just wish I know it's never going to happen. I just wish we maybe had a way of getting some of the other guys there, but that we know the politics is not going to happen. But I enjoyed it. I do agree. I believe that the induction to the Hall of Fame was a shock to him. I think obviously he would have probably worked it out and had an inkling when Taker came out. But yeah, I was really, really happy. I'm a big TNA fan. So yeah, I was really pleased for him. I'm happy he got something else, because I was worried that we were going to just have he retired at Saudi and that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm really pleased he came back. I'm really pleased it got to have a kind of proper send off. And although I would love to see him wrestle again, I do hope that is it. I know we always say never in wrestling, but I really just hope that is it. And I could understand the Sun thing coming back in a little while and maybe doing a tag thing, but just I always hark back to the Flair stuff, who had possibly the greatest retirement match, in my opinion, you could have, the best send-off, and then decided to, I'll not say piss off.
Nearly have a heart attack in the ring.
Piss all over it and wrestle until he was like a corpse, but yeah. But yeah, that kind of way. So I'm pleased for him. I'm happy he's getting into the Hall of Fame. I did mention the other night I was wondering who else may go into the Hall of Fame, and I'm looking forward to that now. I really am. It's something else to add to WrestleMania season. So yeah, I thought it was good. I enjoyed Raw. I enjoyed seeing some of the older faces, and I just thought it was a good show for this week. I don't get the negativity with it. Yes, I understand the production issues. I do agree with that kind of way. I've been harping on about this for a few months. But yeah, I enjoyed Raw. Thought it was a good show, and I'm looking forward to hopefully SmackDown will send it home before Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. Lee, that kind of puts to bed Cena being inducted this year, right? Because that was probably the presumption.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Steph or AJ is obviously your main event now, isn't it? Or your headliner. I got a question about that, and I've got a comment. So if I go with the comment first,
okay.
Is this Undertaker's new gimmick now? Is he running around?
Yes.
And I love the fact he comes to the ring, still looking like a badass with a backwards cap, nice tight vest, and his varifocals. He's Father Time comes to us all, Taker.
It's like watching your granddad trying to be cool.
It is, isn't it?
I mentioned somebody earlier was mentioning about how it's quite apt that when somebody passes away, the Taker takes them over. The Undertaker takes them over, and that's what he's kind of doing with the folk going to the Hall of Fame now. He's did it with Stephanie.
I like that, yeah.
It wasn't me came up with that, by the way, guys. I've taken that for somebody else.
Yeah, he's passing him over.
Steph and AJ were in the ring. So is he going to, let's say Demolition got put in, is he going to be like banging down on their front door? Repo Man, answer the door, you bellends. I want to induct you. I've got your plane ticket to Vegas. Get out.
Is Midian in? I know he's friends with Midian. Is Midian in the Hall of Fame?
No, he's not.
No, we could go find Midian and send him. I know Midian's got a few issues, but I'm sure he can find him and put him in.
Who inducts AJ? Who would you have induct AJ? Would you have Joseph Parker or Joseph Parker?
I think it'd be if they had the Good Brothers on the show, and I think it'd make sense for them to do it.
Yeah.
So I'd probably say them if it was going to be anyone at the moment. Shinsuke can't do a speech, so it's not going to be him. So exactly, yeah.
No, you could dub him in. You could dub him over and have it underneath.
But I would say at the moment it's probably them. Unless there's someone in TNA, because obviously they still have that affiliation with TNA. So I don't know if there's anyone in TNA right now that would do it. But yeah.
The problem is WWE like having somebody big do the inducting. Like,
especially for their big star.
Think about Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was inducted by Roman Reigns. And as much as he's been an important part of Roman Reigns' current, you're like, is that the first person you associate with Paul Heyman? So it wouldn't shock me if it was Cena, to be honest. It wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, not a bad shout. Right, let's talk about the Elimination Chamber qualifiers. So we have our full sets now for the PLE coming up this weekend. Let's talk about the first one, Bronson Reed versus the original Grande Americano and Jey Uso. Bronson Reed, the Vision, they did not see this coming. Unfortunately, he's torn a bicep. They showed the replay where it happened. It was just saving a fall count. But he's landed awkwardly on his arm, and then he was out for the rest of the match, and he's out indefinitely now. So really sad news for him, because it was either, with Bron Breakker being injured as well, he was the one that's really going to have to step up, and now he's gone as well, and the Vision's falling apart. But there's talk that Bronson was potentially going to win this. Do you think he was due to win, and then they've had to switch it up to Jey Uso at the end, or do you think Jey was always going to be going through? Because I had a feeling Jey was going to be in the chamber, but
look how many heels are in the match. There's one pseudo heel, which is Trick Williams, who's more over than the baby faces anyway. I think he was always going to be in it, and he was probably going to be attacked by the hooded man in the chamber. It was probably going to be Bron Breakker anyway. It was literally probably Bron Breakker's spot, which then went to Bronson Reed's spot. And then literally you saw Jay and Chad Gable look at each other and like, well, neither of us are meant to win this.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you want to do? Well, you're Jay, so do you want a spear? We'll do a spear. All right, we'll do a spear. There was definitely 3 or 4 minutes of them just kind of like, I'll do a yeet, and you do a this.
Yeah.
We'll go. All right. I was a bit gutted for Bronson Reed. I really am gutted for him. He's got no luck.
No. I mean, the ankles and now the arm is, bless him, he's falling apart. So what's next? Off on a tangent a little bit now. So, Lee, what's next for the Vision? Do they stick with what they have? Do they just finish it? Do they recruit? Do they get someone like Rusev in? What's with the Vision?
I would firstly check their private medical insurance.
Yeah.
Make sure that's all up to date and in place, because especially Austin. What's next for the Vision? I didn't care about the Vision. Now I'm morbidly curious as to what they're going to do.
Right.
I thought it was interesting that Grayson Waller, who's the front runner for this Masked Man, was out with New Day.
Yeah.
It
It seems like whoever we think it might be, they're then putting them on the show in a capacity. So Logan Paul was obviously there at the same time, so it's like, okay, it's not Logan Paul, and then everyone's like, it's Grayson Waller. Oh no, here's Grayson Waller on the show. Not that the Masked Man appeared, but it'd be really out of context for him to be that person and then show up with the New Day and have that spot. So if he's off screen, he's developing this new character and he's obviously having conversations. So yeah, whether it's just him at the moment and they switch it and he's just the person in the hoodie, which I think it seems to be that. I think he is just the body filler, potentially, until we see a Jericho or somebody coming out of the box, or who knows what's going on. There's so many unanswered questions at the moment. But the
Vision, they could do with a massive distraction now. Like a Logan Paul Bad Bunny match would be absolutely perfect. It just takes it completely away from main story event telling and just Logan Paul, you're on the card. Yeah. Representing the Vision, going against Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
not
a bad
shout.
Have
a throwaway match. It can't go anywhere story-wise at the minute. It's just gone.
No, exactly. Rue, do you see the Vision doing anything different now? Should that story just quieten down a little bit now, or do they ramp it up and recruit new people?
I don't think they go and get more people, because it's just going to become an absolute just contentious. I don't even know. I'm not going to swear, but
NWO.
Said a customer. Yeah, exactly.
Fucking stupid. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Clusterfuck. There we go. If we
you
get
can swear on
too
this
many
show, it's
folk
fine.
Oh, that's fine. If you get too many folk in, maybe for Logan and Austin, because it does seem like they are very much. I think Seth said himself that him and Braun are trying to walk their asses off to get back in for Mania. If we can get Seth and Braun back within the next 2 months before Mania, we might be okay. For the minute, maybe Austin and Logan. It's not something I'm that interested in. Maybe just stick them in the tag team division with the Usos, because they've got nothing else on. I'd rather see the Usos go up against Lucha Bros, but they seem to forget that that's a tag team. So maybe we just go down that route. But I'm not. I'm with Lee. I wasn't that interested, but somehow this has made me mildly curious now.
It's not a bad shout, actually. Have the Vision cost Jay the match at the Chamber or something, or attack him and then go after the tag titles, because there doesn't seem to be much happening there at the moment. Yeah, not a bad shout. Brian, anything else to add to that?
I had no real kind of my one was for left field. I was wondering, I was probably getting 2 and 2 and coming up with 5 was just because Paul Heyman was going about with Brock, but I don't see that happening in any capacity. Brock isn't going to put in the extra work for that, and I just don't see anybody else getting added to the group. I don't think they need the numbers. I don't think. I'm with you. Some of you guys, I don't really find the Vision thing that interesting without Seth being there.
Yeah.
Seth the character, and Paul Heyman's kind of dragging the other ones along. I'm not saying Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed are not great talents in that kind of way, but Paul Heyman elevates talent. That's what his job is. He elevates the talent. Seth doesn't really need that elevation. I wouldn't see any issue, any kind of point in bringing somebody else in. The Bad Bunny shout's fantastic. He's obviously red hot right now. He loves WWE. Get him in and have that kind of more eyes on the kind of spectacle rather than somebody suggested having Vision go after tag titles or something like that, which would just, they don't care about tag team wrestling at the best of time. I very much doubt they'd be interested now. So for me, I don't see them adding anybody else. I think they'll try and push to get Seth back as quick as possible and see what they can take it from there. And then it's just a case of waiting to see what happens with this kind of masked man. But I don't believe, I'm with you guys, I think Bronson was meant to win that match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed. All right, let's move.
This is what happens when Logan Paul signs a full-time contract.
Yep.
The first sign of the apocalypse. They're just slowly going down. Anything he's near is going down. You watch, you'll come out of WrestleMania and the stage will collapse. It's him. It's his fault. Get rid of the guy.
Right, so at Sam's probably pleasure, Charlotte Flair did not make it to the Elimination Chamber. We had Charlotte Flair versus Kiana James versus Nia Jackson. Probably one of the shock qualifiers of the whole thing. I mean, Kiana James did not see that happening, but it's great. It's absolutely great. She was fantastic in the Rumble. She had her moments there. She had her moments in this match. You know, a sneak win. Great little idea to slide underneath Charlotte doing the figure eight and get that pin. Yeah, I'm all for this. Sam, talk to me about it.
Kiana James, she's awesome. She's brilliant. Like, she's become a cult hero on Sounds on Wrestling.
Yeah.
After I predicted she'd be the first eliminated from the Royal Rumble, we were having a watch party. I see she comes out third, and I'm like, well, there you go. She's getting eliminated by Alexa and Charlotte. I'm winning that bet. And then she kept surviving, and then kept being brilliant. So much so that we were supporting her to stay into the end. She became a cult figure, and then she wins this match. She's my favourite wrestler of all time. The funny thing is, I actually am kind of digging Charlotte Flair at the moment. That's the irony of it. Right. And the funny thing is, I think Tiff is probably winning this Elimination Chamber. As much as I do not want to watch Tiff and Jade again, they don't have chemistry. Jade needs someone to lead her, and Tiff is way too inexperienced to lead someone like Jade at that level.
Agreed.
The outside bets, and this is me spoiling, if anyone watches Sam's on Wrestling, this is spoiling my prediction for tomorrow, so whatever. Is there an outside bet here that Alexa wins the Elimination Chamber and we get a triple threat with Charlotte kind of worming her way? Because Charlotte loves to worm her way into WrestleMania triple threats, doesn't she?
Come on, bestie.
That's like a rule. Because I'm more interested in that, because we've got Jade and Charlotte have already been kind of eyeing each other up. Charlotte and Alexa have that interesting thing. That I'm in favour of that. So watching Charlotte lose made me think they're either going to do Alexa and Charlotte at WrestleMania, or they're going to blow up at WrestleMania. So they're leading to a triple threat. It's actually, by Kiana winning this, opens up 3 or 4 avenues. One match. Very clever.
Yeah, definitely. So, Lee, in the women's match, we have Tiffany Stratton, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and obviously the other qualifier, Raquel Rodriguez, who she won her match against Io Sky, Kairi Sane. Again, was Io going to be in it? Then her, Rhea kind of dominating the chamber. That didn't happen. Thoughts on Raquel winning?
Oh, I really liked Raquel winning. I still would like her to win the chamber and turn the Stephanie match into a triple threat, but I don't see how they can drive that from a story perspective. And actually, Liv and Steph have picked up a bit of heat now, haven't they? They don't need Raquel. I think this is a boring chamber. I think it's got a Tiffy time win written all over it, and it's just Charlotte should have been in that match. I'm a massive Charlotte Flair fan. As much as Sam dislikes her, I probably like her.
I don't dislike her. I dislike her booking from the last 10 years.
He hates her. He's raised a grievance. No, I'm a huge fan of Charlotte, and I would have her in every title match at every Mania. But
okay,
I don't think Alexa Bliss should have been in the match. To be honest, I think I would have swapped those two out and had the continuous.
I get what you mean. I mean, Alexa's been in a few chamber matches, hasn't she? Charlotte's actually never been in one, which is crazy when you think about it. But what about this, Rue? What do you think? Obviously, we've got Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in their tag match on SmackDown this Friday. Did they lose the tag titles and then Rhea goes on to win the chamber?
I didn't even consider that. Maybe. I generally hadn't even thought about it. Who they got? Is it Nia and Lash? They've got.
Nia and Lash, yeah, because they had obviously the match the previous week where it kind of ended up in a no contest. Then this week, Nia and Lash kind of came out and again interrupted Rhea's match with Julia. There's momentum there, and it's like, well, if you want to push Rhea into the main title picture, she's not really going to go in as tag champ. Do you have sort of like the breakup of Io Sky and that happen right now? Does she end up does Io do something that ends up costing them the titles, or Rhea does something just before going into the chamber and it creates some, because I thought it would have made sense if they were both in the chamber and then lost the tag championships before going in, which then created conflict between the two in the chamber. But now only one of them's in. Does that need to happen?
That's a very good point. As I said, generally hadn't really thought of it that way. On the one hand, I would be cool to see it because I want to see Lash as a champion. Not so much, but I'll take Lash as a champion. So in my eyes, this whole time, and I think a lot of other people have been really just banking on the idea that Bianca will be back soon, and she's just not, and it really has thrown a spanner in the works. Because this entire time, I thought that they were going to do a Rhea and Io match at Mania, similar to Eddie and Ray when they were the tag champions. That's exactly how I thought they were going to do it. Just have a one-off exhibition. We're two really good wrestlers. We had probably one of the matches of the year last year. Let's just do it at Mania because why not? I think at the minute, looking at that chamber, and maybe this is a hot take considering what I've heard in here. I just don't think Tiffany's the one to win it. My brain, honestly, but she didn't go to Tiffany. I think it was always when I realized that it wasn't going to be Bianca, when she wasn't going to be there, automatically went to Charlotte. Which is really ironic compared to last year because I would have quite happily seen Charlotte win it and going on to Mania to win the belt because a lot of people have actually really liked Charlotte this year. I think it comes down to Rhea or Alexa, and I actually really like the idea that Sam brought up about maybe doing that triple threat, especially if they have had to pivot. Go back to the tag team championship. I could certainly see it happening. The only thing is when it comes to the breakup of Io and Rhea, for me personally, I feel like it's Rhea that's going to go heel. I just can't see Io as a heel anymore. I know she came in for a while, but she's just
should definitely be Rhea.
Yeah, so maybe it might happen. I'd be really happy for Lash if it was to happen, but I'll verge on saying no. I don't think it's going to happen.
I'd be blown away if Rhea and Io aren't walking into WrestleMania as tag champs. I think they want to do a big tag team women's thing. There's so many teams they've got. I think
sense.
They put it on those two because they're the biggest two stars, really. And I think they want them going in as champions. I'd be so shocked if they weren't champions at Mania.
Yeah, we've said we want a ladder match, sort of like 4-6 team ladder match for the tag titles. There
was a really odd spot a couple of weeks ago in SmackDown where Io put Nia for a table, and that was odd. You don't often see in brawls somebody get a table out and put someone. I think that was the first prelude to TLC.
Nice shout.
I wouldn't be surprised if this tag match coming up this week, they somewhere either they lose or win based on the use of a chair. It would not surprise me.
Okay,
I'm calling it.
Set up. All right, I like it. Brian, the other qualification match we had was Carmelo Hayes versus Damian Priest versus Trick Williams. It had to be Trick, right? This guy is so over right now, and I mean, at any other point, I'd be just like, put him in the main event of WrestleMania. He's hot, wide up. What do you think?
I'm a big fan of Trick Williams. I loved his stuff when he was in NXT and he was TNA champion at the time. I really enjoyed that. I have no negatives against the guy. I think he's taken to the main roster like a duck to water. I think he's absolutely fantastic in that regard. I'm so happy he won. I wouldn't have predicted that though because I thought they would maybe play it safe, especially putting in Priest, Trick and Javon Evans in. I would never have predicted creative would come up with that. I always think, especially nowadays or since WrestleMania, when Cody finished the story, I think they've been playing it really safe a lot of the time. So in that regard, I was quite pleasantly surprised to see him in. I do worry that they will pull the trigger on putting both of them out quite quick, but that's just me. I I probably think now that if they go ahead with the plans and Jay does stay in this match, it would probably be Jay going quite early.
Yeah.
Because he's probably never meant to be there in the first place.
Yeah.
But I really want them to have a good showing. I don't want this to be just the entities along and then the guys don't get to perform. I know that Javon Evans will get to do some kind of major spot. We know this is going to happen. We know what he's like, and the guy's going to try and showcase himself. But I just worry sometimes they play it a little bit too safe sometimes, and don't want to pull the trigger. Just sorry to tail back a little bit on that women's elimination chamber. Again, this maybe tails into playing it safe a bit. I still think Rhea might win this. I don't know why. I don't really know. My issue is I don't think they'll want to do another Tiffany Stratton against Jade. My own personal, my heart says I would like Alexa to win, because she's in the match now. But I genuinely think they'll not take a lot of risk and they'll put Rhea in to win this. I don't know if I know it may not be the thing that happens, but I genuinely think that's what they'll do. I think they'll play it safe. Rhea will win, and then I think the aim after that will be for Charlotte and Bliss to have some kind of feud. But that I think that's coming soon.
You've used a magic word there, which I used as well this morning, weirdly, on another podcast, Kayfabe Coffee. Go check them out. It's the Main Event Wrestling Network. I said the word safe. I said that exact word. WWE's not bad at the moment. Nothing the WWE doing is bad. It's just there's nothing newsworthy. There's nothing that you're going to go and tell your mates, text your mate and go, oh my God, did you watch Raw? They've just done it. Outside of CM Punk and Roman Reigns' promo exchange, what have you had to text your mate to say, go and watch this in 2026? Nothing's been bad. I've not really complained about anything. I just think you're right. The word safe is exactly where WWE is. However, you can't blame Triple H for how he has booked and pushed the brand new talent they've called up. Devon looks brilliant. Trick looks brilliant. Oba looks brilliant. They've elevated Bron Breakker before he got injured without actually putting them in featured storylines, because you don't need to put people in featured storylines. You just need to give them what's best for them. Siobhan Evans is clearly very charismatic, and all he needs to do is wrestle, and he'll get over. You can give him a feud 4 or 5 months' time. Trick Williams just needs to talk. And everyone will get over. Oba just needs to come in and destroy someone for 2 minutes. And that's what Triple H has done with all 3 of these guys. And they're all over. And this is why people go, why aren't they giving them a feud? Because they don't need to. I have nothing but praise for the way they have pushed the brand new people. They're all 100%. Main event players already.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I'd like to just add in, although I am saying really that Rhea, I think, will probably win. I have absolutely no great track record with predictions. I predicted Bron Breakker would win that Rumble, and we all seen how Bron Breakker would win the Rumble. I went for my first watch along on Friday night. I had this rant about how Charlotte Flair's winning this match. Why is James in this match? And that if Charlotte Flair doesn't win this match, I'm probably going to end this live, and then right away she loses the match. You know what I mean? So my predictions are usually miles out. I've had one correct prediction in about the last 2 years, and that was the Seth Rollins injury outside that it was fake. That's the only thing I've got right. But again, I just think they'll probably play it safe, but I really hope they don't. Just because I have a slight opinion that they will. I really hope they don't. I hope I would really like Bliss or Raquel to win. I'm a big Raquel fan. I've been bigging up Raquel for months, hoping that we'll push aside this Judgment Day nonsense and give her something else herself. But yeah.
WWE is not safe at the minute, guys. There is an unidentified box that no one knows what's inside, and they're just pushing it backwards and forwards. That is health and safety.
Talking about health and safety, Johnny Gargano on top of the box.
Johnny Gargano was everybody watching Raw last week. Honestly.
And did you see him and his family went on holiday and they had pictures of him lying on the tables, on the ship, on the beach, just everywhere, just lying down depressed. It's so good. It's so good. But WWE not taking mental health seriously, I have to say. Really, really not. Everyone's just laughing him being depressed. come on. LA Knight was like on camera, like 6 months ago, telling how important it was for men to cry and stuff. It's fine.
LA Knight on camera, not on Raw. I don't know what you're on about. Does he have a big match this weekend? Nah. No big deal.
Right, what else so just coming back, so Elimination Chamber, the only reason I don't think Rhea is winning is because I don't see her going to WrestleMania and losing again 2 years in a row. So that's my only thought process. I wonder if you want somebody to carry someone through a match and have Jade win a Mania, Asuka's actually a really great shout, because she would actually be able to put on a really good match with her, but I just don't think at this point they're going to put her in the main event. But
Jade's a heel, so it has to be a babyface.
Heel versus heel.
That's why Raquel's not winning.
But
either.
she's trying to be the badass heel as opposed to heel.
Irregardless if she's good at it or not, she's still playing the heel.
Yeah, fair. But then obviously you wouldn't have Raquel. But then you can have bitch versus bitch. Why not?
But we could have Raquel at this point between Chamber and Mania break away from the Judgment Day.
Yeah,
I don't think the Judgment Day's got a lot of mileage left in it. So
I think they're setting up Raquel Liv post Mania. I think that's the plan for that.
Yeah.
I have a video that I'm planning for this exact thing about Raquel. And I think the breakup will be happening at some point, but post Mania, as Sam said, I think Raquel is a shoo-in for Queen of the Ring. And then we're going to get Liv and Raquel at SummerSlam.
That's a long time. That's 5 months after Mania. That's a
long build, but I think this chamber for Raquel is a tester. It's again to gauge the reaction towards Raquel. I know we're all tired of the slow builds with Mr. H, but in this sense, I do appreciate it as a long time. But we could tell the story of Raquel getting entered into Queen of the Ring, Liv's being the cocky heel, fine, you'll win, we'll both be champions, it'll be great. And then we get at the end of Queen of the Ring a Batista with Triple H moment with Raquel either turning on Liv, or what we could do is at the beginning have Liv and Roxanne, if she's back at that point, turn on Raquel, and we get this monumental babyface push for Raquel through Queen of the Ring. She makes it to the end, then she goes on to SummerSlam. It is a long time, and I do agree with that. But hopefully it could build. That's what I feel.
Yeah,
I'm in favour.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that a lot too. It's strange when you actually think of how many people are out injured at the moment. It's crazy. On TikTok, Lolly apparently is in the box and she's going to save WWE. So thank you, Lolly, in advance. Right, what else are we going to talk about? Sam mentioned it earlier, the Brock Lesnar Open Challenge.
Answer it, Kenan. Answer it. You're set up for it, man. You're bigger than him. Remember, you're taller than him.
Oh,
you tower over him. He's only 6'3". He's weaning. He's a tiny little man compared to you. He's weak. He's old. He's past it. You're there, Kenan.
I don't have that kind of life insurance set up. I'll do the Saudi one. It's it's cheaper to get to, unless Mr. Heyman's going to pay for my ticket. But I've got the dates of when he's going to be on Raw and stuff like that, so I know exactly where to find him if I do want to answer the challenge.
Look at the lack of work I'm doing, lads. Look at the lack of work. Roman Reigns is going, God, that's a busy schedule. Brock, Jesus, how are you going to do that? Knackering,
and it's great because he shows up and doesn't even talk. So
pretty much, yeah.
And even worse, for the next couple of weeks, no one's going to answer this challenge. That will be the gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
No one will step up. So not only is he just going to stand there, he's going to stand there and do nothing.
What are your thoughts on Sami Zayn being the idiot that challenges Brock? Because I can see that happening. He's on this losing streak. He's got nowhere to go. He's got no title, and he's going to be like, fuck it. I'll just challenge Brock and try and get a win there. Because I don't see anywhere else he has a match at the moment.
I do.
Oh, go on.
I don't want to ruin I'm just ruining my own YouTube here at this point. I think weirdly they're setting up like a 5-man match at WrestleMania. Everyone's feuding with everybody in that main event. It'd be really weird. So let's say Cody wins the Elimination Chamber and everyone wants to blow their brains out. It'd be weird to just do Cody and Drew again when literally Jacob Fatu's feuding with both of them. Sami Zayn's getting grumpy at Cody Rhodes and losing can't beat Drew. Randy Orton just got attacked by Drew McIntyre as well.
Drew likes to make his life complicated, doesn't he? Oh my God.
It wouldn't shock me. I know we're talking about Brock, but it wouldn't shock me if we don't get a winner for the men's Elimination Chamber on Saturday. like at all. No winner, like won by abeyance, won by vacant. Like, because I can't, you're saying I don't see where they're going to go, but they're all in that line. They're all in that direction. It'd be really weird if they then broke away from that feud to go and have a random other feud.
True.
I want to know what their plan is, because if it's just going to be Drew and Cody,
Brock's going to rock up to the chamber and just shake the cage and it'll collapse, and then that's it. The end of the match. Yeah. Who else is possibly going to answer Brock's challenge? I mean, the thing is, there's certain characters which you think, okay, it could be Oba, but why would Oba wait 5 weeks to challenge Brock? Because that doesn't pertain to his character.
Got to deal with Rusev first.
But yeah, exactly.
He's a one-track mind. I've done Kit.
He's killed Kit now. Kit Wilson's got 9 lives because he's died twice by Obafemi. And so he's going to destroy Rusev next. And, he's just not signing a contract with anyone. He's just having fun. But, Lolly says maybe it's Finn who challenges him. Maybe
Finn's doing Dom.
Who challenges? Yeah, it's got to be Dom.
It's LA Knight. It's LA Knight.
You reckon?
I think it probably will be LA Knight, but I've got a different idea. Who was kicked off the show at the very start? Wasn't there to answer the challenge?
Isn't that Gunther Rey Mysterio, though, more likely?
That's what I was thinking, yeah, because it's the fuse with Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee will get murdered, and then Ray will come back and say, "You hurt my friend," and set up a match at Mania. That's what I've been thinking.
And they're both healed as well. Brock is still a heel at the moment, so it's LA Knight or Oba. I want to know if they're doing the week's delay to kind of gauge crowd reaction a little bit, because the crowd are chanting Oba. That's who they wanted to answer the challenge. So just pivot. Brock, Oba killed Brock. Oba looks a megastar. Let's just do that.
Yeah. Literally, they can wait the week before.
Yeah, and tell LA Knight that catering's really delicious at WrestleMania. So
yeah, they could even end up doing like they did with Cena. He was trying to get a match with Taker. Didn't happen until the night of. It could even be Brock show. I'm going to be at WrestleMania. See if anyone shows up there, and it could be someone who actually just shows up at Mania for the match, and it doesn't even need to be announced beforehand. And I think that would actually work really well.
Joe Hendry turns around, turns back.
Do you reckon they're just delaying it to see if AJ does a stick of being a full-time dad by that point?
Yeah. Come on, you got one more match. We need another squash. Right, so that's Brock Lesnar's open challenge. What's some of the other things that we're going to cover? Let's have a look. We spoke about Obafemi killing Kit Wilson again. Dragon Lee, he attacked Gunther. There's going to be a match with them next week. That's only going to go one way, surely. Let's talk about Tama Tonga. So Tama Tonga, he's had another match this week with Ilya Dragunov. With some assistance with the MFTs, he won. The cutthroat elbow looks like it's going to be a really protected finisher. He's been kind of highlighted the last few weeks, and Shinsuke's mentioned it, and obviously Solo did, the fact that he's really proud and everything he's been doing. Are we setting that feud up between him and Solo, or is Tama going to go off and do his own thing? Seems to be a lot of focus on him right now. Any thoughts?
I think they're giving him a shot anyway. I think they're going to give him a go. Whether it takes off or not, it's a different story. Solo, I've really liked Solo. I'm a big fan of the kind of comedy elements.
Yes.
That's why I watch WWE, as I prefer more that side of the entertainment one. If I want to watch just pure wrestling or just in-ring action, I'm going to go back to AEW or other options. I like Solos as an entertainer. I think he's really, really funny. I don't think he has to put a lot of effort into being funny either. I think he's just got it kind of naturally. So I would worry about him going up against him. That's the only thing. But that's about the only route I can see him going though. It's not a question of ability or talent or anything like that. It's just how the crowd takes to him and how they react. How they book him.
I mean, he could be another Jacob, because Jacob kind of has that energy about him and the crowd took to him. But if they book him in the right way, we've seen him obviously with Shinsuke. We know he's had a lot of history with New Japan Wrestling and stuff like that. And he's, there is a lot of experience there. So, it'd be interesting to see if they pull the trigger. Could we see, I don't want to have another bloodline issue where we then have a separation of Tama Tonga and the Bloodline and then fighting over people, because I think, we're done with that. Yeah. So what's next for the MFTs other than the Wyatt Six, which I'm just so bored of now? What's next for them?
I think you're gonna have to put up with that for a bit longer. I could see that being a Mania match.
That's what I was. Yeah. That's what I
could see that being like a Sin City street fight or something. And
it's gonna be a hanging lantern above the ring match. It's gonna be nonsense.
There's always one gimmick match on a Mania card, isn't there?
We put Sam to sleep talking about the MFTs.
Are we still talking about the MFTs?
Just about.
All right, I'll see you in a minute then.
Okay, I'll give you a minute.
It's a shame, isn't it? You've got some of the most exciting wrestlers in that stable. The GOD are great. JC Mateo is fantastic.
And that's the trouble. When you have these factions, they get lost then in the shuffle. Yeah. And they don't get enough time. It's kind of crazy. They'd be better off splitting them up and having some of them on the different brands, rather than all being on SmackDown, giving him some more time. We've already mentioned the drama between Cody, Jacob Fatu, and Drew McIntyre.
Great. No more MFT. Sorry.
No more MFT. Cody's tried to talk twice in the last 2 episodes. He tried to talk on SmackDown, got interrupted. Tried to come out on Raw, got interrupted. No time for Cody in the last couple of weeks. But he's he's quite silent on the build up to the Chamber, which is worrying, because that leads to me to think that he may be winning it. But we've already kind of touched on it. Do we see a multi-man match then for the WWE Championship? Rue, what's your thoughts?
I think we absolutely do. If you can't tell, and I'm sure Bride will back me up, we're never going to say a bad word about Drew McIntyre. If you could,
I wouldn't either.
Exactly, perfect. But yeah, I wouldn't want to see Drew and Cody again. I don't think anyone would. The only thing that I would see, and I don't think it makes sense because they've done the 3 stages of hell, would be a Hell in a Cell match. But it makes no sense because they've done 3 stages of hell already. So I'm very much was all in on that, because I had a lot of people, a lot of friends, and other podcasts I've been on who are a bit iffy on the idea. I was full on sold that it's going to be Drew, Cody, and Jacob at Mania.
Yeah.
But it does seem like now, and Sam brought it up, and I've seen a lot of people talking about it, it is going to be a multi-man. We could add Randy. You said Sammy could be there. Aleister Black, for God's sake, could get chucked in there. So I think we are absolutely getting a multi-man. When I originally looked at the Drew, Cody, and Jacob match, I was all for it because I kept comparing it to the Armageddon 2008 main event between Edge, Triple H, and Jeff Hardy, with Jacob Fatu playing the Jeff Hardy in that, not in looks or size, but in character and in spirit. Because at the end of the day, I would love to see Jacob Fatu come out at Mania, out the end of Mania, holding that WWE Championship, just as I would happily see that be if it was Aleister Black as well. Even Randy Orton in a minute, but I really, really, really want Jacob Fatu as the WWE Champion.
Kyle in the main event Wrestling Network suggested, because he's an NXT fan, the Iron Survivor match that they do in NXT, whatever it's called. And I was looking at it going, they're not going to do that because they've never done it on the main roster. But if you're ever going to do it on the main roster and you're not picking Survivor Series, do it at WrestleMania and you get to highlight the match type for the first time, so everyone gets to pay attention to it. If there's ever 5 people who could make it work in such a grand scale, those five are the best workers that WWE have from a character and main event standpoint, would make that work.
Yeah. I mean, they call it something stupid like a Vegas, Texas Hold'em match or something, wouldn't they? But yeah.
Cool. Who holds the ace,
Yeah. And I think that because Drew keeps getting in everyone's business, it kind of does lead to that. But then it also defeats the purpose of the chamber. If I was to win the chamber and say, I'm going to have my match at WrestleMania, and then 4 other people just get invited, say,
that's why I got this weird feeling they're going to do something screwy.
No contest. Yeah.
Really screwy. I don't know how people are happy that would make people, but it would be interesting. It'd be something different to do. Like, could you just imagine, let's say there are 3 left in the match, and then Drew McIntyre just walks in and claymores everyone, and goes, no more chamber for you. Like, I would love that.
I've got a fresh idea. This is fresh. We haven't seen this before.
Oh, go on, mate.
Right. A masked man enters the chamber.
There's not got enough hoodies left. Ran out of hoodies at TK Maxx.
See, for me, with the Chamber, again, it's kind of giving away my own predictions, but sorry. It's the boring option, but if they aren't going to throw out the match, that's just why I think Cody's going to win. Because Cody's the only one there, and I'm going to put in quotation marks, that's valiant / dumb enough to be like, yeah, sure, let's add more
bring in
people
extra
to the match.
people. Yeah.
And the whole story we tell is Cody screwed Cody. He added someone else to the match and loses the match at Mania. So that's why I think Cody's actually going to win it.
That's a really good shout. Yeah, if there's only going to be anyone. And I was having a look at the participants and thinking, is there anyone that would actually then want to insert themselves in the Punk and Roman Reigns match instead?
You don't get to. They literally are not allowed to. It's generally the rule. They literally keep saying the rule that this is for the WWE Championship.
Yeah,
they really have made it. But like everyone was like, why not Raquel win the Elimination Chamber and facing the triple threat? And you're like, because you're not allowed. But then again, they make up the rules, so you can do what you want. So
yeah, no, that's fair. What else we got? So Javon Evans, he defeated Kofi Kingston in quite an entertaining match. I think that Michael Cole kind of gave us spoilers for the Chamber. He's like, oh, can you imagine Javon Evans doing a OG off the top of the pod? It's like, yeah, we're all hoping and expecting that. You don't need to tell us about it.
It's not the worst spoiler Michael Cole has done. I mean, he did give away the winner of a WrestleMania main event one. So
that's true.
I don't mind him giving away a move that we all know is going to happen. I'm all right with that. It's fine. It's all right. He didn't tell me that Cody was winning, at least. Could you imagine Cody and Drew at WrestleMania again? He didn't do that.
100%. While we're here, just want to say thank you to everybody who's watching us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We've had a lot of activity on TikTok. Hello, Lolly and Alex and all our friends, and 4,000 likes. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Natty and Maxine Dupree. I don't know why this keeps dragging out every week. Maxine got knocked out and Natty won by stoppage. I mean, are they dragging this out to WrestleMania? I mean, jeez.
This won't make the WrestleMania card. This has got Raw before Mania stuff written all over it, because not everyone's going to make Mania. You have to fill the TV time with other people as well, and there are other TV feuds. I think that's what this is. My only issue is I'm actually enjoying the Natty character, but is it too little, too late?
I agree.
That's the problem, because after she's done this feud with Maxine, and she'll get heel heat because Maxine is just so easy to be sympathetic to, because quite frankly, she's like a little lamb wrestling. It's, you're like, oh, you've only just learned to walk. Don't hurt her. She's so lovely. You can easily get behind her. Yeah. Is anyone going to care when Natty goes up against an Io Sky? Is it going to have the same reaction? I hope it does. She deserves a chance because of all the effort she's put in. But
they should definitely put the Intercontinental title on her at some point in this character.
I agree. I think they definitely should do that. Get Becky and AJ away from it after Mania, or even prior to Mania, to be fair, but I doubt it. But let her take it for a bit and take on all the lowercase baby faces. But yeah, I'm just worried that you're saying it's going on too long, but that's because there aren't many baby-faced mid-carders.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially on Raw, and that's mainly the issue. The women's division, everyone seems to be a heel. It seems to be. And if they're not, they're Charlotte Flair. It's very strange, right where we are right now. It's very odd. I actually enjoyed it, though, because I actually thought it made Natty look great. I really did. So.
Yeah,
Maxine sold like a beast, didn't she?
She did.
Genuinely thought she was dead.
That's the thing that they criticise the most online. Is that all rubbish selling? I'm like, no, they're selling. She's knocked out. That's what they're selling.
That's
like
the point.
Wrestling.
Why do people watch it and get so upset and so angry? It's like people want to be angry online. It's just there's a lot of hate out there. Okay, I don't know if there's much else to talk about. Is there anything I've missed from SmackDown and Raw that we haven't kind of mentioned or talked about?
I'd like to mention.
Go on, Lee.
I was going to go back to Javon Evans. I think he needs to calm down in the ring. I think he nearly hit that cutter. Nearly really fucked Cody up. It was a hell of a. How good's
Kofi though? To able to actually sort of turn him while
adjustment,
Wow, he's good.
He's so good.
That was just my HR observation. I'll be putting him on a performance improvement plan there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there is that fear of him becoming a bit stale quite quickly. He does have these move sets and the same thing each week, and he keeps seeming to be paired up with different people. So like he has a different support character with him every week. So this week it was rappers. Previously, who did he have? Did he have some of was it Dragon Lee, I think, supporting him at some point? And I don't know, there's been other people that have kind of been there or thereabouts with him. But yeah, it's something that potentially could get a bit stifling. We do have an Intercontinental Championship match next week. Dom versus Penta. Yes.
Do we?
Didn't-
Is Dom taking the title to WrestleMania? He must be, right?
To Mania, yeah.
And what does he do at Mania? Is it
Finn?
It's Finn, exactly. Yeah.
Finn deserves his moment. Finn needs another moment after the injury, winning the Universal title. Finn needs this moment. Well, that's probably my heart talking over my head, but Finn deserves a moment. So I'm hoping he does get it. I'm hoping they do the obvious. Well, I think the obvious is and give him that moment. Dom's had his kind of moment. Dom doesn't really need a title to push to progress. Dom's fantastic. I mean, the guy is just. I just think he's so good on camera.
Yeah.
His ring work has improved so much in such a short period of time. I just think he's been phenomenal in that regard. Give Finn the title, give him his moment at WrestleMania, and then we could take it from there. Hopefully, we can get some more singles runs from another proper singles run from Finn away from Judgment Day, because I'm just so over Judgment Day. I'm fed up of it. I'm fed up seeing it, hearing about it. How many different members have had. I was talking earlier about how many they've had. It's just time to move on. The only worry I have about that is I like JD McDonough, and I'm hoping they maybe do something with him, but I don't know if they will. I worry what will happen to him after Judgment Day.
Maybe he'll be special guest referee.
Yeah. Finn's won the IC title at Mania before, hasn't he? Didn't he beat Bobby Lashley? Yeah.
35.
Did he? Jesus.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Was he the Demon?
He was the Demon in that match. It was 4 minutes. It was the death match before the women's triple threat. It's well documented. I'm not a massive fan of Finn Balor. I find him quite samey in the ring, and I thought it was a terrible promo. However, I have to admit, I have thoroughly enjoyed him in the last 6 weeks. He has been booked brilliantly. I wish that, because this is the thing that I was going to make when you like anything to say. Here's my big point, and Finn can be mentioned in this. I do not care about the Elimination Chamber. I mean the pay-per-view. And the reason being is none of the matches matter. Now, I don't mean that they don't matter in terms of there's a WrestleMania and they're all got titles on the line, but they're all kind of fake matters. And what I mean by this is you've got CM Punk Finn Balor with the most obvious result ever, which is so frustrating. Could Finn not have had a thing with Roman Reigns once? If Roman had a chat with Finn once, that casts at least a semblance of doubt, even if it's 0.1%. You've got Becky and AJ, who have been feuding since September. But AJ's not been there for 4 months, so they're kind of just reigniting it. And you're kind of going, why are you guys feuding again? Wasn't it about husbands? I've now lost why you guys are doing this, and it's lost all impact. And then you've got the 2 chambers, which obviously go to WrestleMania. But because we've only just filled them, none of them are feuding. None of them have even gone, I'm going to go win the Elimination Chamber. No one's walked up to the other one and gone, I'm going to beat you this weekend. So they're just going to be 6 blokes and 6 women just in a match trying to win. Yes, the winner gets Mania, but I have no emotional feeling into this match because they've not built anything. And this is what has annoyed me the most about this build, is they didn't bother with a build. Finn Balor and CM Punk have been on camera together since Royal Rumble once.
Yeah,
what?
I agree.
And that's the biggest problem I've got going into this, is I've got 4 matches and I do not care because they either know the result, they've lost their impact, or nothing's happened between the 6 people. It's really irritating to me. That's what bugs me.
Point well made.
Sorry, I went on a rant there.
No, that's fine. That's what the show's about. On Twitter, I am the Yeet Police. What do you think of Brock asking Cody to eliminate him when Jay did his entrance in the Royal Rumble? Have you seen the video online now? Brock's like, eliminate me. I mean, was he just so gassed? He's like, get me the hell out of here.
No, he heard Jay's music. I was like, screw this crap.
We're not running that back anymore. I'm going.
No, he misbooked his flight. You got to remember, the minute Brock finishes, he leaves the arena immediately, and he's gone, oh, I've completely forgot the time zones in Saudi. I've got me flight is at 9 p.m., but I forgot we're 2 hours later. Oh, eliminate me. I've got to go. He
had a restaurant booked for a steak, no doubt. Yeah. I mean, look, it was quite funny. And the fact that they responded immediately and were like, fine, we'll eliminate you now, again, while Jay was doing his entrance. It was very, very strange. But this is the Rumble, right? There's so many moving parts that not everything's going to necessarily work out. And actually, I did want to come back and point out, in the triple threat match with Kiana James, Charlotte Flair, did Kiana James not kick out at one point, right?
Yeah,
I think the referee had to save it.
I had a rant about this, yeah.
Did that maybe give it away a little bit, or we thought? Did you think that maybe that gave it away, or did you think, oh no, the match would have just finished too early?
I wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, for me, like I was doing my live at the time, and the entire time I think I was saying pretty much what you were saying, Rido, as well. I was like, Charlotte's winning this. I was so cocky. I was like, she's winning, and then she didn't, and then Kiana didn't kick out, and I was like, if Charlotte was just meant to win. Why
if it finishes early, it finishes early.
Why have we not just counted the 3? We've literally had this issue about 6 months ago between Tiffany, Nia, and Jade.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is she not? And then everyone in my chat at the time, we all started going, wait, is something weird going to happen? And then we seen Kiana pull it, Gosling pulling it into the corner. I went, she's going to do it. And she did. So for me, I don't know if predictable is the right word, but it certainly made us all go, wait, what the fuck?
Wait, what's going on? Yeah. I mean, that pickup by Kiana James of Nia Jax, impressive strength there as well. Yeah, I don't think I mean, yes, Nia Jax is 100 pounds lighter from when she came back. That's one thing. Congratulations to her on her journey. But a huge amount of power for Kiana James. And she is a package which is really kind of unknown. You don't really know what to expect, and I think that's what's exciting about her. But yeah, I mean, look, she's not going to win the chamber, but it'd be great to see her at it.
It's a shit gimmick, though, isn't it? Does she run an agency with one client? Like, what's she doing?
Well, hang on, I'm a professional actor. That happens a lot. That's not unusual at all.
I mean, Heyman's often got one at a time, so it works for him. So yeah. I'm you, please. What do you think of Ric Flair wanting to come back for another last time? Is this a thing?
Yeah,
it's a cry for help.
No, just no. He's not all there. You can't allow him into the ring.
I wouldn't let him in the arena. No, in the ring.
No. I just no.
No hate on the guy. I'm not hating on the guy. I'm just come on, Rick, man.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think Gunther put him to sleep. Oh God, no, just Gunther take
I
it
think
out.
I think if Gunther got him in a chokehold, he'd go to dust. I think he'd just puff away as if like the end of Indiana Jones or something.
The thing is, Gunther wouldn't know if he's really choking him because he's red anyway. So he's just like, is he breathing? Is he not breathing? I don't know.
Do you mean red from the face or red because he's already bladed?
Right. Anything else that you guys want to chat about before we wrap up today?
Guys, just one thing. I know, Sam, obviously you spoke on about the multi-match and things like that. If that doesn't happen, does anybody get any idea what they might do with Randy Orton at fucking Formania? If I know that I understand, obviously, the multi-match thing, and that would maybe incorporate him in there. I'm really worried. I'm very vocal about this. I don't hate the guy, right? I just don't dig Sami Zayn at all. I never have. I don't get it. I understand the comedy elements when he was in the Bloodline, right? I get that, and it was funny, but I don't really vibe at all with Sami Zayn in any way. I don't like his gimmick. I don't like much of it. I like his moveset, but other than that, I'm really worried that they're going to do Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton, and it really worries me. I would like Randy Orton to have a bit more kind of, I don't know, a bit more a match with a bit more prestige than just coming to Mania with nothing here.
Yeah, I mean, he was due to fight Kevin Owens last year, and obviously Kevin Owens got injured. So then he had sort of like, again, almost like an open challenge, didn't he?
Yeah.
And we then had Joe Hendry come out. This year, it's a tough one because he's in such a strange place because he's the face. I think if he was the Viper, which maybe is what's going to happen. This is like Aleister Black is trying to get out of him, isn't it? You know, so maybe he turns heel and he attacks Sami Zayn, and then that sets up the match that way. Sami, there was a hint maybe of him turning a little bit. I quite like heel Sami. I've seen him in the past with his feuds and stuff like that. And I think it would be a different narrative for him. He's so frustrated that he can't get over. He starts like just attacking people and going on the aggressive. And is Randy Orton's going to say, "I'm going to put you in your place"? I don't know. I don't know where Randy fits in. I
have no real ideas. That's the one I was just picking out was possibly Sami, which I'm not really a fan of. Whilst I do appreciate the guy is very talented, is just we can't all like the same folk, and it doesn't click with me at all. I like Randy, and I would really like to see something bigger from him. Especially coming up.
Is the Randy Orton Aleister Black thing a TV feud then? Because that's what they're doing at the moment. Is that a TV feud?
I reckon.
There's a match I'd like to see at Mania involving Orton, and I think it'd be brilliant. And that's Randy Orton, Trick Willie.
That's what I was going to say.
That would be excellent. I would love that.
Start that in the chamber.
Good shout.
A great shout.
Yeah.
No problem with that. No problem with that at all. I would rather, because the thing is, I would rather highlight newer people than Randy Orton. Again, I'm not a massive fan of Randy Orton anyway. Randy hasn't really done anything at WrestleMania for about 10 years. Like, in the last 10 years, since, let's say, his Bray Wyatt match, the only thing he had of any importance was his Edge match at WrestleMania 36, and that ended up being behind closed doors anyway. So
he's just like the old guard now, isn't he? He's like, he did the Jelly Roll thing, and he'll coach and guide people through now. Then that's a lot part of what he is. So I think having Trick Williams and putting him over at Mania would be really, really good. Yeah, really great shout, Lee.
Trick could take a loss in that. There's no shame in losing Randy Orton on the Mania.
No, definitely isn't. No,
it's true. But I think I don't think Randy. Randy doesn't need it. He had a great moment last year. He was just having fun with Joe Hendry last year. So this year, it's like, I don't think he's in a position in his career now where he worries about putting people over or not. So
no, I don't necessarily think he need to win. I would just like to see some. I'm a wee bit older, so I'd maybe like to see some of the guys I was growing up watching have a wee bit more involvement.
But he could be putting the new guy down. The new guy's coming in with all the bravado. He's like, "Listen, kid, you got a lot to learn. I'm gonna show you what it means, to be a big star on this thing." So all right, good shout. I'm Heat Police. Yeah, what do you think about Obafemi? We've been singing his praises. We love Oba. He will be champion. It's just a matter of time. But I like the slow build. It doesn't have, and he's having a bit of fun as well. He's having fun with Kit Wilson and stuff like that. It's not just he comes in, destroys, and then walks out. He's having conversations. He's having a bit of screen time. It's working for me with Oba.
Do you want to know how great Obafemi is? This is the perfect example of how great Obafemi is. I was watching SmackDown, and my girlfriend hates wrestling, despises wrestling. Like, the fact that she's on our YouTube channel still blows my friggin' mind. But like, I had it SmackDown, and obviously Oba comes out. She literally looks up from her phone and she immediately starts doing his walk. And she's been recreating his walk ever since. She only just knows his name. And she immediately is recreating. I'm like, you hate wrestling? I'm like, yeah, but
that's like cool.
So that tells you everything about the dude. That Ellie May has gone, I need to do this Obafemi walk.
Yeah. 100%. Him against Brock is a possibility. This open challenge, and if anything, he'll wait till the last minute because there's not much else. He's going to smash people for the next few weeks. He's fighting the Miz next week. He'll smash him. So it's just a case of just warm up to WrestleMania. I think he'll probably make his contract decision after Mania. I think they'll just keep that going, and then he'll appear on a show and they'll do a contract signing after Mania or something like that.
I love the idea that he could just wander around without a contract
Yeah.
Me
Why
from a
not?
HR department, if I just wandered around your building, like you want to sign me, you've tried to employ me, you've offered me a contract, and I'm just like, hang on a minute, lads, let me just. Oh, the buffet looks good. Oh, I like
Yeah.
the buffet. Let me just slap the boss for a bit. He's allowed to do that.
Yeah, but who's
As long as-
paying him now? If he hasn't got a contract, how is he insured for these matches? Who's paying
Shawn
him?
Michaels is furious, going, "Stop! He's still on an NXT
Yeah.
contract. Would you just leave? You blip
Yeah.
my whole contract situation. You're bleeding the budget dry."
Yeah, yeah.
If there was
He's got main roster salary now. It's coming from NXT funds. Yeah.
If there was a fire drill, that would be an absolute nightmare. If he
Yeah.
has he signed into the visitor book.
Amazing. Is he an NXT champion still? No, he vacated the title, and Joe Hendry is your new NXT champion. We've got 2 Scottish champions in WWE, which is amazing. Right, let's wrap it up there, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure talking wrestling with you. Give you all a chance to talk about where we can find you. Sam, go ahead.
You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and X at Sam's on Wrestling. On YouTube, we have a video that comes out every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Sunday at 6 p.m. Or the occasional video like tomorrow where we have our Elimination Chamber predictions. I will just point out, if you are watching this, I don't usually like to go, hey, you need to watch this Sam versus Sam, which is what we do when we do a trivia thing. But we've got an absolute blinder of one coming up this Sunday. I tell you what, it's an absolute blinder of Sam versus Sam. And if you follow us on TikTok, I will do TikTok lives where essentially it's a challenge me at WWE trivia. You just come in the chat, throw as many WWE questions, you can throw any question you want at me, and I just sit there and I answer or attempt to answer all of them. And I always end up about 100 questions behind because I'm trying to answer every question. So that's what we do. Sam's on Wrestling every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Sunday at 6 o'clock. And TikTok, come and join our TikTok lives and challenge me at WWE Trivia.
If you haven't watched it, watch the ChatGPT quiz. It's hilarious. Brilliant.
Oh, the fan knows who sent that in as well. They know who that was. They know who it was.
No, Sam's on Wrestling. It's great stuff, and yeah, you know, he goes live almost like every day, and his knowledge is just phenomenal. It's just it's a beautiful mind stuff. It's fantastic. I love watching it. I can never think of any questions, and it's just I just sit there and just in awe of just all the stuff that he comes out with. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
And you're 6'4", take on Lesnar. Stop being in awe of me. Look in the mirror, man. Look at the mirror. You're a goddess of a human being. Take on Brock. You overshadow him. He's in the shadow of you. I believe in you, Kenan.
I could get used to this. I like this.
I've completely blown out anyone who's got headphones in, so I'm sorry about
that. Yeah. Rue, where can we find you, and when are you on?
Yeah, sure. You find me at Ruin Wrestling on YouTube and TikTok as well, basically stealing Sam's gimmick over there. I do show previews, predictions, fantasy booking, breaking news, and I do live watch-alongs every Friday for SmackDown, and at the weekends when we have PLEs, and I do WWE, AEW, TNA, ICW as well. If you're into Scottish wrestling, you can find me over there.
Amazing stuff. I wish I had this time. I'd love to do more content. I see you guys on TikTok every day, and I'm like, this is what I should be doing. Brian, where can we find you?
Right now, just on TikTok under Belt Up Bridal. Basically, just on there. I've only just started doing lives for about a week. Just try to build up a bit more content. Outside that, you'll usually find daily videos talking about either belts or absolute nonsense on there. It's usually is quite light-hearted. I don't like to go too heavy when it comes to the videos that I make on the daily. The lives are a wee bit different. You'll talk about belts, and I'll talk about figures, collectibles, and a lot of that kind of stuff. And I do monthly competitions that are free if anybody's interested, and check that out. I don't charge for those kind of things, and I never will. And I'll be giving away a belt this year for anybody who's interested in that. So that's up to you guys. Again, I don't do this for kind of any fame or making any kind of money. In fact, I'm never going to be going that kind of way. I'm just a big daft guy, talks about wrestling, and that's the way I promote myself. So yeah, anybody's there, Belt Up Bridal on TikTok only just now. Might change.
Sure. Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for being part of the show. Really appreciate it, and you're welcome back anytime. So thank you very much. Lee, any final thoughts?
No, nothing from me. I work and gym. I don't have time for TikToks.
If anyone can take on Brock, it's him. Look at the size of him. Look at those guns.
Man.
Look at those guns.
No yeet.
No.
Why not? Why not then? Right. So Kenan, you go out because you've got the height, and then Lee, kind of Ratatouille style, is in charge of you from behind. He's got the strength from behind. Maybe a large trench coat. He's just in behind, like stuck inside. I think it could work. I can see the main event WrestleMania versus Brock. I can see it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting for sure. Look, thank you very much everybody who's watched, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Thank you so much. Why don't you all take on Brock, because we'd all still lose. That's just facts. Stuart,
it would be even more humiliating. His victory would be larger.
Yeah, exactly.
More impressive.
No, they'd rather just send me up as the sacrifice rather than everyone sacrificing themselves for the greater good. So Stuart, just last one. It'll be interesting to see if Brock Lesnar puts Obafemi and Gunther over in his last two big matches. Yeah, it will be. I can see that.
Brock puts people over all the time. He
does.
puts people over all the time. He just does business. If he gets told to lose, he loses.
Yeah,
I've only ever heard him go into business at the Rumble 2022. That's the only time I've ever heard him go into business. That's every other time he just wins or loses. He doesn't get it. Pay me.
Yeah, he just turns up for the paycheck now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does. He just turns up for the paycheck. Exactly. He came back, fought with Cody. He lost and left. Yeah, he'll show up. He gets paid now, and that's fine. You can see he actually just enjoys it now. Do you know what I mean? Where before it was kind of a different attitude, but he comes back and he just has a laugh, and yeah, it's all good for him. Right, and if you're not already, please make sure you're following us at Wrestling is Awesome. We're here on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all those kind of places. X kind of, but it's a very toxic place, and we don't talk about X that much anymore there. Yeah, we do our live show here every Tuesday on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So 8:45 every Tuesday, we will be live, and this episode will then be recorded. It's recorded, we edit it, and then we're going to post it as a podcast, and it'll be available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, anywhere you get your podcast, it will be there. Okay, and yeah, and we will be live this Saturday night, Sunday morning for Elimination Chamber. So I will be doing a live stream for that, so I won't tread on anyone's toes here in terms of a collaboration live view, because that could just get really messy. But if anybody does want to join me on here to do a live show stream, I'll do it on StreamYard, and I'll be putting it out to YouTube, and we can do like a live thing together. So anybody here, or Neil, Alex, anybody who's going to be watching it live, we will be doing Saturday night, Sunday morning. Thank you very much everybody on the chat. I'm Yeet Police. I will see you next week. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you. And that's it. So thank you very much. And until next time, peace out. Be good to each other. End stream. End stream. End stream. Where's the button?